What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And well, as y'all know, today is indeed Wednesday, which means the new summit is now live here in Motorfest. And with that, we are going to have the lovely Motorfest Secret Service. We are going to get ourselves a tire, which is something many people are excited for, right? Right, I think. We're also going to have the Jaguar D-Type there in gold, which I would say the money and XP is kind of obvious there. We are then going to have the lovely Amira Gold Shadow, which if you guys do want to check out this summit, it is going to be Street Tier 2, which is every single event, and also Street Tier 2 on the skills as well. So nothing too insane there. I would probably say it's going to be fairly straightforward. After that, we are then going to have the Engineer Smoke, which I would say looks fairly interesting. Then finally, it looks like a transmission vanity. Besides that, though, let's now jump into the summit here. I did want to go over a couple of things. First things first, we are going to have multi-vehicle category events, which is honestly going to be odd. I do say they kind of remind me of like a live extreme, or also similar to like a small grand race, which obviously they're not new events. They are going to be in the game as far as I do know. Besides all of that, though, guys, I do admit here, a lot of these events are probably going to be fairly straightforward. For example, the long jump, all you're going to need here is a score breaker or a half score breaker. You guys are going to see right here, you do not need 1,800 yards to get a max score. I have 987, and yes, I got a maxed out score with that. So run a half score breaker, start off, turn around a bit, go up there, go back, you'll be good to go. The bullseyes are also going to be very easy as well. For this one, guys, we have done this one so many times. As we do know, a lot of the skills and events are constantly showing up in the summits, as I do feel like it's the same 10 to 15 events and also skills, which is a bit unfortunate, but they are going to be fairly simple. For the other bullseye, I would recommend running the KTM 450 EXC. You could pretty much start off, and what I mean by that is the Robbie Madison. When you start off, hit the objective, you're going to jump into the water, and honestly, it's perfect for it. It's going to be very simple, and we'll get this done basically first try. The other event I did want to mention here is going to be the middle one. As you're going to notice, it does have modifiers. Specifically on this one, though, you are going to have the 1 nitrous modifier, which basically gives you unlimited nitrous, so you can hit it, goes right back up. The only issue I do see, though, is the lovely Aston Martin used in this race, man. Yeah, it's not very lovely. Honestly, the handling is very wonky on it. I'm not a fan of it. And you're also going to have to use the Triumph. But keep in mind on this one, you are going to have the unlimited nitrous, so use that basically as much as you want. And that is basically it. To be honest, the other events here, guys, these four are very straightforward. Nothing too insane there, I have to admit that. I would say a lot of players are probably fight through them for the most part. But this event here, bro, right here for Hawaii, guess what? We are going to have another, that's right, another Chase Squad event. Guys, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big fan of these events at all in general. And for them to be in a summit, I don't think people are going to like it. You don't have to get 1.7 million. I got around 911,000 points. It put me at 153,000. Getting a backhand hit will get you like 115, 120k. If the other AI, or I guess you could say the main AI you're hitting, are going to flip over, you'll probably get like an extra 15, 20,000. But you are going to have to get at least 1 or 2 head-on collisions on this one. I did manage to get one. It got me like 320,000 points. So you're going to have to do at least one of those and get like back hits on them, like speed up, give them a break to get in front of you and stuff. And also watch out for the other Chase Squad AI, man. They are honestly really annoying. Besides all of that, guys, this summit is fairly straightforward. If you're looking to get yourself an uncommon tire, you can try hard this one. But to be honest, I don't think that's going to be needed, as the player count on this one is probably not going to be all that insane.
Mm-hmm.